VDM is an acronym for the word Vast Digital Mobility Limited. When the company was incorporated in March 24th, 2015, it was incorporated as Vast Digital Mobility Limited. And our focus there was to redefine VAS services. Along the line, we found out that what we can offer, right, goes beyond just value-added service. Then we translated into a full technology company. Instead of the word VAS Digital Mobility Limited, of course, we changed it to VDL Technologies, basically to capture the essence of where we are going in the technology space, covering, offering digital services that solves real-life problems in a simple and applicable way through mobile devices. My name is Fasui Oluwarotimi. I'm the founder and the CEO of VDL Technologies.
My name is Ayodele Fasui, and I am co-founder and Chief Operating Officer at VDL Technologies.
Rotimi Fasui is my brother, but much more than that, we're like friends. So it's someone that I can tell anything, share my heart with. So that's my connection with VDL, and I've seen the company grow from the days of little beginning to where they are now. And to be honest with you, they're just starting because they are confident of greater things coming their way in a very near future.
Before the company was actually incorporated, he had always been talking about, or before then he had been talking about, okay, he thinks that it's time for a change, and then he would like to move on from where he was working at the time because it was getting a bit toxic and he wanted to move. And we're like, yeah, we were just we're not even married, we're about to get married. And well, yes, the company got registered, but he kept talking about it and was selling the idea to me, like, I can do this, you know. He's always a hard worker. He has always been a hard worker, so I know that that part would be covered. But starting a new company, starting something from ground zero was new to me, and I've always dreaded entrepreneurship. Yes. Even though it was something that my mom drummed in our ears from like as little as I could remember. And all my sisters went on to do something around entrepreneurship, but I was really scared. And I was like, this salary, at least you're getting something at the end of every month. So at least you can plan around that. But now if you're starting all over, you know, no salary, you have to depend on whatever comes in. But he was able to convince me, and it wasn't an easy ride, but he was able to convince me, and we started praying about it. So when he was going to start, he told me about, okay, I would like to resign, but I didn't know the actual day that the resignation was going to happen. He just came home and said, I've resigned. And I was like, hey, you have resigned? Even though I know that, yes, this is something that was going to eventually happen, but I wasn't ready for it.
There was a period of uncertainty when you're not sure whether you're doing the right thing. You're thinking about how to survive the competition. You're thinking about how to get the next contract. So those are common things that every company we share when they start. And that's the same thing happened to VDL.
To be honest, I've not thought about giving up for once, because I'm a go-getter. But though during that time, even after I resigned, of course, I've built some reputations in the industry, name, trust, of course, ability to deliver based on promises on the assigned role.
He had a lot of relationship that he had built over the years, and that helped him when he started. And gradually, like I said, it was just from one thing to the other, evolving, understanding the market and responding appropriately to the market and looking at opportunities, in the market.
I got some very, let me say, juicy offers from other multinationals to drop the dream. And it was quite tempting. I had to consult some of my friends, like, I got these offers, but because even before we started, we had to lay the foundation in God. We had like 3 days fast now prayer with one of the former pastors in Daystar then about us starting this journey. So, during that process, some of the word of knowledge that we got, like reassuring you that, look, this is the plan that God has laid for you, And when these offers came, even some of the offers like, we take you around the world, you fly around the world. And of course, before then, I've been going outside the country, but not as frequent. So when the offer now came that, look, we take you around the world, it was tempting. But I just had to stay put. And also it was also because during that period, we had this sermon in church, The Staying Power, by Reverend Samuel, and that kept re-echoing in my mind, in my head always, that the staying power, the staying power, the staying power. And of course, I just had to stay and just build that dream. Of course, it's normal, like she said, the first 8 months, there was no income from that business. What we lived on was the income we get, our savings, little savings that we had, even though we had some form of consulting services done previously, that I felt like, look, I'm starting right with, we had close to 20 million naira. Imagine in 2016, out with some client, and look, I'm starting with that money. Of course, it will be smooth, but unfortunately, we never had zero of that 20 million naira. What we had was the 200k coming from the car that we bought, that we placed on Uber, that the driver was giving to us every month. And also because then she was pregnant with our first daughter, so it was not easy at the beginning, but of course we just had to hold on to God's word, and here we are. We thank God. We are still forging ahead.
And he doesn't give up. That's one very key value that I also value in him. He is, like he said, he's a go-getter, and he forges ahead till there's a way.
He has a solid vision for the company, and I see that he's very focused.
Growing up, we kind of had that kind of mindset that you have to have a very clear goal of what you wanted to achieve, what you wanted to do, and so you can easily track yourself to find out where you are, and you can assess yourself. So that's kind of upbringing that we had. And then the kind of church that he later joined, Daystar. Daystar, every end of the year, you would come to church, with your goal for the year clearly written out and stuff like that. So that helped as well. So we're very, very, very clear, and it was specific about what he wanted to achieve. Because I remember one of the things, Reverend Sam, that used to say that nothing becomes dynamic unless it is specific. So those are the kind of things that he practiced as well. I remember that he had a book where he would write all his goals, and a couple of months ago when he came back to the UK, we were talking about some of the books that he wrote, his goals, and he would go back to them and look at them and see the goals that have been achieved. So being a goal-getter, we were very, very clear and specific about what he wanted to achieve. We would write it down, and from time to time we would go back to them to see how well they've been achieved. And I think it's actually encouraging when you see that writing things down helps you to achieve your goal. It motivates you to want to write a bit more about your goal. And the same thing for the company, in terms of what they want to achieve, the things that they wanted to do. And I think apart from writing it down, also talking about it, also getting advice. I know he has a mentor that he rubs mind with regularly to get advice. And of course, the most important thing is obviously to take the step. You're not going to be right, but you have to take the step and go in the direction of your goal to achieve them. Because no matter how much goals you have, if you don't take the step, then they're just at best witches. So he writes the goal, he pursues them, he gets relevant advice from people, and he goes after them.
In the industry where we are, our early collaborators, the mobile operators, MTN, Airtel, Globalcom, of course, Etisalat, now Mobile, I think 992. Now, they are our early collaborators where we started the journey, and they are still with us till now.
My name is Stella Onyekuluje. I work with MTN Nigeria. Digital services used to be part of marketing under product development, and then we're running the vast value-added services department. And then we're looking for partners to expand our ecosystem because we're offering largely voice and SMS-based services. VDL Technologies came along to be onboarded as vast partners, and I was opportunity to be the manager back then that onboarded VDL into MTN Nigeria.
We were able to convince Jennifer's diary after I think 6 or 7 months. Like you said, I'm a go-getter. So when I got the idea, and because the Jennifer's Diary was really there everywhere, I had to leverage on technology, Twitter. I reached out to JJC, our ex-husband, that look, I have these innovative ideas. I can help you guys make money, distribute your content on mobile devices. He was very busy, right? I quite understand I might not get access easily to Funke Akindele. I reached out to him. I think after like 3 months, he responded to my message on Twitter, right? And he gave me a contact to somebody, to Funke Akindele's younger sister. I reached out to her, we spoke, then the series of meetings began with she and another consultant in Glow. We had late night meetings several times until after they were convinced, then they arranged for a meeting between myself, Funke Akindele, and JJC Skills, somewhere in Lekki. Of course, that was the first time of meeting him, and also Funke Akindele. We met, we discussed, and at that stage, we signed the agreement for us to distribute their content on mobile devices. And when we got the contract, because before you launch any service with mobile operators, you have to show them the agreement. I remember taking the agreement to MTN, and they were very happy that, how did you do this? And the news went around in the industry, and my former CEO then, my previous company, like when she got the information that I got the exclusive agreement to distribute Jennifer's Diary on mobile devices, they're like, this guy, they're my former staff, you're a tech person, how come you're the one making news everywhere in the industry? So they were quite surprised that you look unassuming then, but you're making news, you're making headlines now for the good thing. I was able to sell the dreams to my former staff. Of course, it's normal. As the dream is emerging, growing, you have to look for people that believe in the dream first before you even sell the dream to them. Of course, you have to put out the recruitment out there. People came in, applied, because you have to look at the core values that you have, that the company has, that they also have, that will make you to work together as a team.
My name is Temitope Okumide. I'm a product manager. Previously, at the start of my product management career, I previously worked with VDL, where I managed development of Amani Health as well as other value-added service products.
My name is Chijoke Chidoze. I was once a staff of VDL Technologies as a marketing specialist.
I was referred by somebody that used to work with VDL, and yeah, it was at the start of my career, and she figured that it was a good place for me to start.
I had seen an ad for a marketing specialist with VDL Technologies.
As part of selling the vision to some of these candidates, it was not an easy task, I would say, because for like the first 1-2 years, we were working from home.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, we was working from home. He had a corner in the house where he had his table, the laptop, everything was going on from there.
I knew their first office, just a very small room with the founder, CEO, and maybe about 3 to 4 employees. They do the hard work, they did the groundbreaking, they kept pushing boundaries. They built client base even when the company was very small.
The formal candidates that we were able to get was just based on, okay, selling the dream. This is where we want to go. This is where we are right now. We are not there yet, but if you stay with us, you would learn this.
The offer or the job role had some interesting thing I wanted to learn in terms of performance marketing, in terms of getting to build leads, build relationships with people.
I can say that some of the people that actually worked with us at that time are now very known in the industry. Like they are now they are doing exceptionally well by themselves, and even those that are still working for other people, but they learned from
Video gave me the experience to grow. It's more like a learning curve. It was like a learning curve for me then, because I remember then I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Rotimi, who is the founder of Video, and I also had the opportunity to learn under him. I remember some few times he would assign a task to me and then still pull me through or give me direction on how to get that task done. I mean, I think he understood that I was still learning the ropes, and he was very patient to make sure I get things done.
At the first meeting that I had with him, it felt welcoming. It felt like it was a place I could grow. It was a place I could learn new things. It was a place I could implement what I actually only learned in class. And I was happy to join.